Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Wednesday, September 25th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Tonight, details on how a U.S. Senator from Texas had an unusual way to defund Obamacare, and the latest developments in a custody battle between an adopted father and a biological father to a now 4-year-old. In sports, Beth Mensinger has soccer highlights from tonight's Hazleton versus Crestwood game, and meteorologist Nate Donahue is in for Joe Garbacek tonight with your end-of-the-week forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. Hazleton's police chief Frank DeAndrea sustained minor injuries after being involved in a 2-vehicle car crash on North Cedar Street while responding to an incident this morning. According to police, DeAndrea was headed south on Cedar Street in an unmarked police vehicle, a blue Chevy Tahoe. He was on duty and had the police lights flashing. He tried to pass a slower vehicle on Cedar Street, a 1995 Ford Ranger driven by Edgar Gonzalez. As DeAndrea tried to pass, Gonzalez turned into the donut connection in front of DeAndrea and they collided. Gonzalez told the Standard Speaker several other police cars had passed him about a minute earlier, and he said he never saw DeAndrea coming. Hazleton police had a pretty busy day and were involved in an operation when the accident involving DeAndrea happened, but exactly what remains unclear. L.A. Tyrone has more.
City police have not released details on either the operation DeAndrea was involved in this morning or from a raid at a home in the Heights just a few minutes later. But several sources have told us remarkably similar stories. Now, from what sources tell us, it appears the succession of events started with a home burglary or home invasion on the northwest side, a few blocks north of 15th Street and somewhere in the vicinity of between Locust and Grant Street. It involved a stolen pickup truck. Now, it appears police were either chasing or looking for the truck, and that chaser surveillance got close enough to the Hazleton Area School District complex to cause an action to be taken there. Superintendent Dr. Frank Antonelli confirmed a late edition there was a restricted movement at the high school, the Career Center, and the 9th grade center for about 15 minutes, starting at about 20 to 9 this morning. It was because of what was described as a police incident nearby at 23rd and Landmesser in Maple Manor. The accident involving DeAndrea happened about 10 minutes after that. 5 minutes after that, at about 5 to 9 this morning, about 10 police cars surrounded this home at 233 Muir Avenue in the Heights. Police initially took 2 men and a woman into custody, and they released a woman shortly thereafter. The 2 men were put into a police car and taken to City Hall. Whether or not charges were filed against them remains unclear at this point. But on scene, police said they responded to the home in relation to a stolen vehicle and break-ins, one of which was attempted, but apparently not successful. A man was standing nearby, either filming or taking still pictures while police were doing interviews. They asked him to leave. He didn't, so he was taken into custody too. At this point, police haven't confirmed or said anything about any of it yet. We're hoping for details tomorrow. L.A. Tyrone, WYLN's late edition.
An update on the school bus incident involving a bystander who was harassed by students on board back in June. Numerous students were identified in the Hazleton area school bus incident that involved those students harassing and throwing objects at a young man standing nearby as it passed along its route. According to Superintendent Dr. Francis Antonelli, 27 citations were filed against those students ranging from disorderly conduct, harassment, and discharging objects out of a moving vehicle. Those students charged were also suspended from bus privileges for a period of time. The family of the victim issued this statement to the press this afternoon via their attorney, Angel Webby-Zola. The Seaman family continues to express its thanks to the community and media for their outpouring of support. As everyone is aware, the incident that took place on June 13, 2013 was captured on video by Christopher. However, we have also learned that an onboard video that depicts the actions of the children on the bus exists. My office has attempted to retrieve the video from the Hazleton Area School District solicitor without the need for litigation on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, it is the school district's position that the family must secure a court order in order to retrieve the video. As such, we have filed the necessary documents to secure that video with the court today. We have also requested that an update be provided regarding the disciplinary actions taken against those students the school district was unable to locate during the summer. Once again, we have not received a response to such request from the school district. It is unfortunate that the Seaman family has to take these steps to seek justice and basic information regarding the unbelievable incident involving Christopher. Regardless of the hurdles that have been placed before the family, we are determined to fight for the information that they are entitled to." Unquote. No further information was issued by either the school district or the Zola law firm. Wilkes-Barre police have made 3 arrests in a recent apple-picking incident. This picture was taken by a King's College security camera early on August 23rd. They just attacked, beaten up, and robbed a 20-year-old male King's College student. They'd robbed his wallet and cell phone. Today, police say they arrested 3 of the 5 pictured here. They didn't say which 3, didn't release any names, and didn't release specific charges. Police say they are juveniles, which is why their names haven't been released. There had been a succession of so-called apple-picking incidents. Wyoming Seminary is stripping developer Rob Miracle's name off its sports stadium. The Board of Trustees made the decision today. Board Chairman Richard Goldberg said the decision was made after a thorough review and after meeting with the Miracle family, and had agreed to provide financial support for the stadium renovation project.
This is a regrettable situation, and we apologize to anyone who has been offended by the naming of the field.
Miracle was a figure in the so-called Kids for Cash scandal. His name was affixated to the plaque near the scoreboard, and the stadium was to be renamed from Nesbitt Field to Miracle Field. But a public uproar followed. Miracle paid $2.1 million to former county judges Michael Conahan and Mark Chivarella, who placed juveniles in 2 detention centers built by Miracle's construction firm.
Begin with considering how he was involved with Judge Chivarella and Conahan, but I can see why they might have wanted to name it after his family, because they donated quite a bit of money to a really worthwhile project.
Miracle pleaded guilty in September of 2009 to failing to report a felony in the case and is expected to serve federal prison time after he testifies in the corruption case for former state senator Ray Musto. But there's no word when that will happen. Another town hall meeting last night in Wilkes-Barre, headed by a city councilman. Late Edition's Julie Stefanovich has more.
Last night, a second town hall meeting was held at the Furwood United Methodist Church on Old River Road in Wilkes-Barre. It was hosted by City Councilman George Brown, who urges citizens from District A to come out and voice their concerns. He believes that by bringing neighbors together, they can learn how to strengthen the fight on crime and other issues that plague their community.
Started because of residents in my district asking to meet with myself and other officials trying to promote safety in the neighborhoods. Tonight, I'm hoping for the same amount of people, if not more. And tonight we have Detective Chris Lynch from the DA's office. He's going to give a presentation on gangs. We have Mr. Greg Baruch from the mayor's office, and he's going to talk about addressing some code violations. I'm going to then open it up to a general discussion on issues and questions that I may be able to help the residents in District A to resolve.
Also in last night's crowd was Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis, who listened to feedback from the audience. She emphasized the importance of residents' involvement and concerns for their neighborhoods.
Form a relationship with your law enforcement, your local law enforcement, because that can, down the line, affect a drug house that has been destroying a neighborhood. That could help take that house down, help make the community safe, help protect the children and the elderly. So I try to emphasize as much as I possibly can that please come out, please get involved, and come, even if it's come meet with us, talk to us about your concerns, and let us help you in whatever way we can.
With the success of the preceding 2 meetings, Councilman Brown hopes to hold future gatherings which will touch on different aspects that affect District A and surrounding areas. In Wilkes-Barre for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
A man and woman from Hanover Township were arrested and are now facing felony heroin distribution charges after police found nearly $3,000 worth of dope and over $6,000. 34-year-old Don Trell Ferguson and 23-year-old Carrie Lynn Longenberger, both of Hanover Township, are charged with possession of heroin with intent to deliver, conspiracy to deliver, and related counts. Hanover Township police say the two were wanted on warrants for drug trafficking and flight to avoid apprehension. Township police were assisting state troopers and the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force in arresting 3 wanted people when they raided the home on Rudder Street. Police also seized a digital scale, 3 cell phones, and packets containing heroin. Both were arraigned at District Magistrate Joseph Hastley's office. Bail was set at $50,000 straight cash. Both are behind bars at Luzerne County Prison after failing to post that bail. Schuylkill County District Attorney Karen Burns Noon issued a statement this afternoon regarding findings in the Mahanoy Township shooting that happened on August 26th of this year after a long police chase. Noon says what the officer did when he fired and wounded John Pino was justified. Pino led police on a long chase from St. Clair to Mahanoy Township after stealing from the St. Clair Walmart. Numerous vehicles, including a school bus, had to be forced off the road. Once Pino was surrounded by police, he put his car in reverse and rammed 2 police cars and almost struck 2 officers. Pino continued to rev his engines despite warnings from police and chances to surrender. In an attempt to escape, he was shot by a Mahanoy Township officer to prevent him from fleeing, to protect himself and other officers, and of course the public. Pino is facing numerous charges as a result of this incident. Again, District Attorney Noon says this shooting by the officer was justified. There was a power outage on the west side this morning. It knocked out electricity for about 1,100 customers in Kingston, Luzerne, and Sawyersville around 7:45 this morning. Power was restored by 10:30. UGI Power said it was a failed wire. The FBI has released surveillance video from the shooting at the Naval Yard on the morning of September 16th. I have to warn you, this video is alarming. The video shows shooter 34-year-old Aaron Alexis entering the parking garage of the yard around 7:53 a.m. Then at 8:08, Alexis is seen leaving the parking garage carrying a backpack into an elevator. Just a few minutes later, around 8:15, Alexis is seen crossing the hallway into the 4 West area of one of the buildings with a shotgun. 1 minute later, Alexis shot his first victim. Alexis killed a total of 12 people and wounded 4 others before police killed him. Again, police are reminding everyone that Alexis acted alone. Postal rates are likely going up again. The cash-strapped U.S. Postal Service plans to raise the cost of mailing a letter by 3 cents to 49 cents in January. Prices also will go up for international mail and postcards. The plan is expected to raise $2 billion annually, but it needs approval from the Postal Regulatory Commission. It said the Postal Service is trying to reverse years of financial losses. Last year, it lost nearly $16 billion and expects to lose $6 billion this year. The Postal Service says it's because it is the only government agency or quasi-government agency forced to pre-fund its pension for 75 years. The terrorist siege at the mall in Kenya is over. INN's Phil Doherty has the details.
That's after 4 days of violence that left 62 people dead. Kenya's president says his forces defeated Islamic militants from Somalia's al-Shabaab, killing 5 and arresting 11. The U.S. State Department is looking into some reports that some of those gunmen are Americans.
We have no definitive evidence at this point of the nationalities or citizenship of any of those involved. Now, it's ongoing, and we'll continue to look into it as the days continue.
The al-Qaeda-linked militant group has recruited Americans before.
Phil Doherty. This month is Alzheimer's Month. Holly Ferrer says there are new treatments being developed.
About 5 million Americans 65 and older have Alzheimer's disease, and that number could increase 3 times over the next few decades unless a cure or treatment is found. Although it's not a normal part of aging, the risk of developing the illness increases with age. Here's what the National Institute on Aging says about signs of Alzheimer's. If you're getting lost, having trouble handling money and paying bills, repeating yourself over and over, taking longer to complete normal daily tasks, exercising poor judgment, losing things or misplacing them in odd places, or having a shift in mood and personality, you may want to get checked. Alzheimer's experts say it's also up to loved ones to keep an eye out for those symptoms, especially when they have an older parent, spouse, or friend. There are a number of drugs in the pipeline that could reverse or delay the onset of Alzheimer's, but as of now, there's no cure or effective treatment for this debilitating illness. I'm Holly Furfur.
Some important information. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Donahue in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Nate, it seems like the temperatures just keep dropping overnight. What do you think?
Yeah, thanks, Ann. It is dropping off, and it's nice and cool out here tonight. Last time we've seen rain was last Saturday. Will we see rain this Saturday? I'll let you know right after the break.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the historic castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, they offer frozen self-basting turkey breasts for only 99 cents a pound.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone. Full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
Hi, I'm Don Pachence along with John Pachence. Watch for us as we present the 2013 Fun Fest Parade. The times are on your screen.
Welcome back, everybody. Boy, it's been dry across the area over the last really 2 weeks or so. We just had that little bit of rain last Saturday, but looking at the radar tonight, nothing across the board. Actually, earlier on, there was some showers down here in West Virginia, but another dry night. We can't complain, right? Live outside the studio, Lehigh Tire, Hazleton, Tamaqua. Live conditions, 56 degrees, dew point 44, humidity 64%. Pressure's holding steady at 29.9 inches and just a light breeze here and there outside the studio. Today's Weather Almanac brought to you by the Skin Care Center, Robert Stevens. High 69 earlier today, this afternoon. Beautiful, perfect sunny weather out there. Low 44 last night. Our average is 68 and 48. We're right there on our averages, right? Record is 89 and our record low is 34. We will not approach that tonight. Sunrise 6:54 and sunset 6:57. Our low temperatures across the state over the last 24 hours, we're looking at upper 30s across the northern tier. It was chilly in spots last night. No frost though, no frost across the board, so that's some good news if you're still trying to harvest a few of those vegetables out there. We have some 40s across the southeast part of our state, so generally speaking in the upper 30s and low 40s. Our high temperatures, generally speaking, in the upper 60s and low 70s across the board with plenty of sunshine out there today. Very nice conditions, just a few fair weather cumulus floating through this afternoon. Otherwise, it's been nice. Temperatures has dropped off a bit into the mid-50s across much of the area. 55 in Tunkhannock, 54 in LaPorte, 55 in Stroudsburg, and Jim Thorpe's chiming in at 56 degrees. Our regional temperatures and our current conditions across the area. New Angola had a high of 66 today. They were our cool spot. And our warm spot was Berwick in at 74 degrees. Most of the locations were in the upper 60s to near 70, and temperatures dropped back last night into the lower 40s. It's like a broken record. Every day is just about the same around here, which we can't complain because it's beautiful weather. Some clouds are streaming in from the southwest. northwest to northeast, but most of them will break up overnight tonight. We'll go partly cloudy overnight to mostly clear. We'll have to watch out for some patchy fog overnight. Otherwise, those showers and some thunderstorms down there in West Virginia and Virginia will stay down there, as we can see with our future skycast, clouds and precipitation looking into the next 2 days of your life. Clearing skies tomorrow afternoon after some patchy fog early on. Otherwise, mostly clear overnight tomorrow night. And for your Friday, we'll go partly to mostly sunny yet again, with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Temperatures will drop back into the upper 40s tonight, then rebound back up into the lower 70s tomorrow, and then yet again, you guessed it, back to around 50 degrees for an overnight low tomorrow night. We'll go dry right through Saturday with a persistent high pressure in place. That dry flow will continue across much of the area, probably for the next week of our lives, so looking very good. Tomorrow's Travelcast, upper 60s and lower 70s across the board under a mostly sunny skies after we burn that fog off in the morning. Your 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys. For tomorrow, plenty of sunshine yet again, highs in the upper 60s to near 70. Friday, 67 degrees with lots of sunshine. Your weekend's looking great as well, 64 degrees in the mid to upper 60s both Saturday and Sunday. And as we head into October, looking like more of the same. Evening lottery numbers 353 is your daily number. Your big four is 6817. Quinto chiming in tonight at, once the graphic pops up here, 20492. Cash 5, 6, 13, 30, 37, and 38. Back to you, Ann.
Thanks, Nate. Coming up next, a U.S. Senator from Texas has an unusual way to defund Obamacare. You definitely will not want to miss this. That and much more coming up on Late Edition.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers, be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Heritage Hills' 13th annual Alzheimer's Memory Walk is being held Saturday, October 5th at Heritage Hills Senior Community in Weatherly. Registration is at 9 and the 3-mile walk through picturesque Weatherly begins at 10. There will be a tricky tree auction from 9 until noon. For more information, please contact Lisa Marie at 570-427-4500.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
SAFE, supporting autism and families everywhere, is holding a walk-in resource fair Saturday, September 28th from 9 until noon at the Hazleton Area High School track. For more information, call 570-822-7259.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
When severe weather hits our area, the WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Welcome back to Late Edition. The U.S. Senate passed a stopgate funding measure today. It does include funding for Obamacare, but Texas Senator Ted Cruz tried to have that prevented today. Here's a full look from the INN News team, starting with Phil Doherty.
Less than a week before the U.S. government could shut down, the Senate unanimously clears a key hurdle toward passing a stopgap funding bill. This clears the way for the House to begin debate on its own version, but it's far from being a done deal. Jim Scott shares 4 things you should know about the federal government closing its doors.
Here's what you should know about a possible U.S. government shutdown. First, it's up to Congress and the President to work this out. Congress has the job of passing spending bills that fund the government, and the President signs those bills into law. The government's fiscal year starts next week, October 1st. The date was shifted from July 1st back in 1976. This wouldn't be the first time the government has shut down. The last time was in the 1990s, lasting almost 30 days. The shutdown was the result of conflicts between President Bill Clinton and the Congress over funding for Medicare, education, the environment, and public health in the 1996 federal budget. It was the longest shutdown in American history. Many Americans, though, maybe not everyone, would notice. Some government workers would be furloughed, forced to take time off without pay. Vacation plans for millions might change because national parks and museums like the Smithsonian would be closed. And Americans wouldn't be able to get passports or certain government loans until the shutdown ends. But government workers considered essential, the military, the FBI, air traffic controllers, and the TSA will stay on duty. Government medical coverage, Medicare, Medicaid, would still be there for those who need it, and you will still get your mail delivered. The economic impact really depends on how long a shutdown would last. A few days likely wouldn't have much impact, but a few weeks could make a dramatic difference that could hurt the economy. I'm Jim Scott reporting.
And one provision of a spending bill that's holding things up, the Affordable Care Act. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas spent more than 21 hours carrying on his anti-Obamacare effort from the Senate floor. It wasn't a filibuster, but it did resemble one. He covered a lot of ground in his marathon protest speech, including going way off topic. We're talking Dr. Seuss, Duck Dynasty, and a lot more. Take a listen.
I will credit my father. He invented, this wasn't for the restaurant, but he did it anyway. He invented green eggs and ham. Some time ago, I tweeted a speech that Ashton Kutcher gave. Now, number one, just as a consumer, I'm a big fan of eating White Castle burgers. I don't believe there's been a day on this Senate floor that I haven't worn my argument boots. I took the coward's way out, and so went and purchased some black tennis shoes. And so I am not in my argument boots. I want to take the opportunity to read 2 bedtime stories to my girls. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am. So I want to point out just a few words of wisdom from Duck Dynasty. You put 5 rednecks on a mower, it's going to be epic. Redneck rule number 1. Most things can be fixed with duct tape and extension cords. Happy, happy, happy.
Can you tell me, Senator Cruz, where do Chinese gooseberries come from?
Chinese gooseberries actually come from New Zealand.
Can you tell me what part of the world the Panama hat comes from?
Ecuador.
A camel's hair brush. Do you know what it's made of?
Squirrel fur. Happy, happy, happy.
And that is democracy in action right there. Despite his efforts, though, Obamacare is likely going through. People can start signing up for insurance October 1st.
That takes a lot of determination. I told you wouldn't want to miss it. But coming up next, you won't want to miss this. Beth Mensinger is in with the first half of sports with highlights from the soccer field. Stay tuned. You're watching Late Edition only on WILN.
Hi everybody, this is Richie Molinaro, Marketing Director for Fairway Chevrolet in Hazleton. Since Berwick Chevrolet is no longer an authorized Chevrolet dealer, I'd like to personally invite you to join our Fairway family. We'll provide you with the utmost courtesy from Chevrolet sales, service, and parts to our state-of-the-art body shop and auto spot. We have over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. We're the #1 commercial truck and business elite dealer in Pennsylvania, and we would be honored to be your Chevrolet dealer.
Wanted, 30 people to lose 25 to 50 pounds. Serious inquiries only.
10 years ago, I was sick and tired. Then I was introduced to a program that helped me lose 25 pounds and I feel great. Plus, I've kept my weight off all of this time.
The breakthrough weight loss system that changed Julianne's life is available to you. Your journey to weight loss begins by attending the free Breakthrough Weight Loss Seminar. If you have 25 or more pounds to lose, call Rodman Natural Health Solutions at 570-218-0002.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We'll meet Sam, a beautiful 17-year-old with a promising future that is looking so much brighter now, thanks to good chiropractic care. Her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic.
Sorry, folks, to disappoint, but we are not going to be reading any Dr. Seuss tonight like Senator Cruz there, but we will take you to Mountaintop, where the Crestwood Comets took on the Wyoming Valley Conference rival, the Hazleton area Cougars, in a soccer match. It was a rough start for the Cougars this season, marking their first conference win on Monday against Wilkes-Barre Myers. The Comets, on the other hand, are starting to really play to their strengths, something that showed tonight on their home field. In the first, Crestwood's Alex Buckholz finds an open Kyle Gagaris close to the net, but it stopped at the hands of Hazleton area goalkeeper Caleb Ancharski, and Charsky had a pretty busy night, as you'll see. Both teams are held scoreless until just under 23 minutes into the match, when the Comet senior Casey Ritzik takes it himself and will get the goal. It's 1-0 Comets. In the second half of play, for the Comets, Gagaris' shot on goal once again blocked, the ball just at the fingertips of Ancharski. And Ancharski's pumped-up play does not end there. Here it is, a big dive to keep the Cougars down, only one in the match. But it did not take too much longer for Crestwood to really pour it on. Connor Keenan sets up Gagaris' first score on the night, and the Comets will go up 2-0. A few possessions later, Matt Wimpfenheimer, with some sick ball handling skills between these two defenders, passes straight to Gagaris. It's a perfect setup, and the Comets will shut out the Cougars. The final, 3-0. We talked to Coach Patrick Upton after the match about some of the things his squad did well tonight.
We knocked the ball around very well. We could have capitalized on some more finishing, but it's something we're working on training. And, if we keep working those things out, hopefully by district playoffs, we can put the ball in the back of the net more often.
Upton said the Comets really have been coming along well this season, something he hopes will obviously last.
Our defensive schemes have really improved this year. The guys know where they need to be, wherever the ball's at, wherever the opponent's at. Attacking-wise, we have improved. We're looking to continue to improve in that aspect of the game. And, just our team chemistry. We just keep building, and hopefully we peak at the right point this season.
After scoring 2 goals in the second half, the freshman Gagaris said his goals wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for the other guys in white.
I can't do it without my teammates. They're giving me balls through. Can't do it without the passing first.
Coach Upton also explained the Comets' special inter-squad competition that caught my eye.
It's just Comet pride. It's something we're trying to bring in the program to motivate the players. Every tackle, every header out of the air, giving it out once after each game. Whoever shows the most Comet pride that day.
And the winner of tonight's Comet Pride Trophy, Devin Stein.
Well,
I kind of kept relaxed. I didn't get angry, didn't start yelling, so kept everyone else nice and calm.
Nice.
Always good when people are not yelling. Stay tuned. Anne's coming back on the desk with a recap of tonight's top stories.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the historic castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th. WILN TV 35, first in live sports.
Hi, I'm Ron Jaworski. For the best in local TV sports, watch WILN TV 35.
WILN TV 35 has it covered.
Hi, my name is Vince Papelli. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver and special teams guy, and for local sports coverage, I watch only WILN 35.
WILN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
Recapping tonight's top stories. Hazleton's Police Chief Frank DeAndrea sustained minor injuries after being involved in a two-car vehicle crash on North Cedar Street while responding to an incident this morning. According to police, DeAndrea was headed south on Cedar Street in an unmarked police car, blue Chevy Tahoe. He was on duty and had the police lights flashing. He tried to pass a slower vehicle on Cedar Street, a 1995 Ford Ranger driven by Edgar Gonzalez. As DeAndrea tried to pass, Gonzalez turned into the donut connection in front of DeAndrea and they collided. Gonzalez told the Standard Speaker several other police cars had passed him about a minute earlier, and he said he never saw DeAndrea coming. Hazleton police had a pretty busy day and were involved in an operation when the accident involving DeAndrea happened. But exactly what remains unclear. L.A. Tyrone has more.
City police have not released details on either the operation DeAndrea was involved in this morning or from a raid at a home in the Heights just a few minutes later. But several sources have told us remarkably similar stories. Now, from what sources tell us, it appears the succession of events started with a home burglary or home invasion on the northwest side, a few blocks north of 15th Street and somewhere in the vicinity of between Locust and Grant Street. It involved a stolen pickup truck. Now, it appears police were either chasing or looking for the truck, and that chaser surveillance got close enough to the Hazleton Area School District complex to cause an action to be taken there. Superintendent Dr. Frank Antonelli confirmed to Late Edition there was a restricted movement at the high school, the Career Center, and the 9th grade center for about 15 minutes, starting at about 20 to 9 this morning. It was because of what was described as a police incident nearby at 23rd and Landmesser in Maple Manor. The accident involving DeAndrea happened about 10 minutes after that. 5 minutes after that, at about 5 to 9 this morning, about 10 police cars surrounded this home at 233 Muir Avenue in the Heights. Police initially took 2 men and a woman into custody. Now, they released a woman shortly thereafter. The 2 men were put into a police car and taken to City Hall. Whether or not charges were filed against them remains unclear at this point. But on scene, police said they responded to the home in relation to a stolen vehicle and break-ins, one of which was attempted but apparently not successful. A man was standing nearby either filming or taking still pictures while police were doing interviews. They asked him to leave. He didn't, so he was taken into custody too. At this point, police haven't confirmed or said anything about any of it yet. We're hoping for details tomorrow. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
An update on the school bus incident involving a bystander who was harassed by students on board back in June. Numerous students were identified in the Hazleton area school bus incident that involved those students harassing and throwing objects at a young man standing nearby as it passed along its route. According to Superintendent Dr. Francis Antonelli, 27 citations were filed against those students ranging from disorderly conduct, harassment, and discharging objects out of a moving vehicle. Those students charged were also suspended from bus privileges for a period of time. The family of the victim issued this statement to the press this afternoon via their attorney, Angel Webby-Zola. The Seaman family continues to express its thanks to the community and media for their outpouring of support. As everyone is aware, the incident that took place on June 13, 2013 was captured on video by Christopher. However, we have also learned that an onboard video that depicts the actions of the children on the bus exists. My office has attempted to retrieve the video from the Hazleton Area School District solicitor without the need for litigation on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, it is the school district's position that the family must secure a court order in order to retrieve the video. As such, we have filed the necessary documents to secure that video with the court today. We have also requested that an update be provided regarding the disciplinary actions taken against those students the school district was unable to locate during the summer. Once again, we have not received a response to such request from the school district. It is unfortunate that the Seaman family has to take these steps to seek justice and basic information regarding the unbelievable incident involving Christopher. Regardless of the hurdles that have been placed before the family, we are determined to fight for the information that they are entitled to." Unquote. No further information was issued by either the school district or the Zola law firm. Wilkes-Barre police have made 3 arrests in a recent apple-picking incident. This picture was taken by a King's College security camera early on August 23rd. They just attacked, beaten up, and robbed a 20-year-old male King's College student. They robbed his wallet and cell phone. Today, police say they arrested 3 of the 5 pictured here. They didn't say which 3, didn't release any names, and didn't release specific charges. Police say they are juveniles, which is why their names haven't been released. There had been a succession of so-called apple-picking incidents. Wyoming Seminary is stripping developer Rob Miracle's name off its sports stadium. The Board of Trustees made the decision today. Board Chairman Richard Goldberg said this decision was made after a thorough review and after meeting with Miracle family. It had agreed to provide financial support for the stadium renovation project.
This is a regrettable situation, and we apologize to anyone who has been offended by the naming of the field.
Miracle was a figure in the so-called Cash for Kids scandal. His name was affixated to the plaque near the scoreboard, and the stadium was to be renamed from Nesbitt Field to Miracle Field. But a public uproar followed. Miracle paid $2.1 million to former county judges Michael Conahan and Mark Chivarella, who placed juveniles in 2 detention centers built by Miracle's construction firm.
Begin with considering how he was involved with Judge Chivarella and Conahan, but I can see why they might have wanted to name it after his family, because they donated quite a bit of money to a really worthwhile project.
Miracle pleaded guilty in September of 2009 to failing to report a felony in the case and is expected to serve federal prison time after he testifies in the corruption case of former state senator Ray Musto, but there's no word when that will happen. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Donahue in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Nate?
Thanks, Ann. Another beautiful night out here tonight. In just a bit, I'll come back with your weekend forecast to let us see if we see any rain out there. So stay tuned.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
All Care Home Care.
the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
WYLN, your first choice for locally produced shows like Chef Lou, Jen-tastic Sweets, Off the Beaten Path, The Storm, and more. Find out how you can stretch your advertising dollars and be a part of the WYLN TV lineup. Call 570-459-1869, extension 1302. WYLN, we're your local network.
The baby Veronica case is back in the news. It's the case that involves a custody battle between the adopted father and the biological father of a now 4-year-old girl. There's been another turn in that case. INN has more.
Why are you standing by and watching our daughter, Veronica, be held against our will?
That was just 6 weeks ago. Matt and Melanie Capobianco, dismayed and heartbroken that their adopted daughter, Veronica, was still not home. On Monday night, the years-long battle coming to an end when Veronica's biological father, Dustin Brown, handed her over to her adoptive parents after a state Supreme Court ruled that it could not intervene in the case. The Brown family watched from the front window of their Oklahoma home as a deputy and marshal led her away.
Very courageous, and took this action what he believed was in Veronica's best interest.
In these photos provided to CNN by the Capobiancos, Veronica is seemingly all smiles during a visit by her adoptive parents over the last few weeks. It has been a complex ordeal for both sides. Veronica, born a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, was placed in the Capobiancos' home at birth in 2009. Just a few months later, her biological father changed his mind and sought custody under the Indian Child Welfare Act. That's a federal law that protects Native American children from being separated from their families. Brown was awarded custody in December of 2011. The two families have been in a nationally publicized legal battle over Veronica ever since. For the last 2 years, Veronica was living in the Cherokee Nation with her biological father. The court's ruling cleared the way for the Capobiancos to take Veronica back to South Carolina, where they raised her for the first 2 years of her life. A spokeswoman for the Capobiancos says Veronica is safely in the arms of her parents and has been reunited with her family. Our prayers are with everyone involved this evening. There is no happy ending in this travesty, only closure. The case made it all the way to the nation's highest court, which ruled that the Indian Child Welfare Act did not apply in this case. Brown was ordered to return Veronica back to her adoptive parents, but refused to give her up without a fight.
I'm going to fight until I have no fight left in me, until they say you can't fight no more.
Brown has no visitation rights, but his attorney is hopeful that Dustin will remain a part of Veronica's life. For the Capobiancos, it is a bittersweet ending to a 4-year ordeal.
Coming up next, Beth Mensinger is back at the sports desk with news and scores of the day. And Nate has a final look at the weather. Stay here. You're watching Late Edition only on WYLN.
Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy it better. You can't buy it better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazelton, serving the greater Hazelton area since 1890 and still family-owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazelton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
As a diabetic, where do I turn for the special healthcare products and advice I need?
Come into your nearby Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We specialize in the unique concerns and needs you have as a diabetic patient. Your Good Neighbor pharmacist has a fully trained staff, stocks a broad selection of the products you need, and takes a personal interest in your health and well-being.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacik brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full detailed and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacik weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
New York City has been picked to host the NBA All-Star Weekend in 2015. The game played at Madison Square Garden, the slam dunk contest, and other skill events held at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The Knicks and the Nets will share the spotlight that night. Catcher Carlos Ruiz is on the verge of free agency. Today, GM Ruben Amaro made it clear that the Phillies want to re-sign him. New manager Ryan Sandberg said he agreed. Ruiz missed the first 25 games of the season while serving a PED suspension and then struggled initially, but since August 1st, he's been hitting .299. Connecticut police say former Pro Eagle player Hugh Douglas was booked on domestic violence charges. His girlfriend said he grabbed her by the throat and threw her against the wall. He says it never happened. Douglas posted $50,000 bail and is due in court October 21st. The 42-year-old former defensive end also played with the Jets and Jacksonville, and he's also a former ESPN analyst. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have benched quarterback Josh Freeman and replaced him with rookie Mike Glennon. The winless Bucs have lost their first 3 games. Freeman has completed just 45.7% of his passes for 571 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Now let's move over to our national scoreboard. Tonight, the Angels win. The Rays 8-3 over the Yanks behind a good outing with David Price. They are still tied for the AL wildcard with Cleveland, and B-More over the Blue Jays 9-5. The Tribe wins 7-2 at home against the White Sox. In the bottom of the 8th, Texas up 7-1 over the Astros. The Rangers are tied at 1.5 out of the AL wildcard. In the bottom of the 8th, the Tigers... Okay, let's just skip over that. Top of the 8th, the Tigers lead 1-0. No score with the Royals and the Mariners in the second. Mets win with their only run scored, but it doesn't matter much as the Reds already clinched the NL wildcard. Cards win 4-1 over the Nats. The Bucks lose to the Cubs 4-2. Brewers shut out the Braves. The Phillies fell to the Marlins. The Red Sox are up 10-4 in the 5th. It's scoreless in San Fran with the Dodgers, and the Padres are up 1-0. Little brain fart there. Stay tuned. Nate has the rest of your weather coming up after the break.
I've got 3 great deals for you. Here's a 2013 Mazda 3i Sport Sedan, just $187 a month, sign and drive. Or this 2014 Mazda 6 Sky Active, 38 miles per gallon, $245 a month, sign and drive. Or this great 2014 Mazda CX-5 Sky Active, just $299 a month, sign and drive.
Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Burger Mazda, just off exit 145 off ID1, Route 93, Hazleton.
Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
Visit us for the lowest prices on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. This month, save 50% on Sealy mattresses or save up to $100 on select Lazy Boy furniture. And ask about our interest-free financing plans. Shop GrandCentral.com or visit us on Vine Street in Hazleton or Route 93 in Hazel Township.
Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters. Value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. Cancer is a disease plaguing our nation and certainly our area. Recently, I was fortunate to sit down with members of the American Cancer Society to learn more about what they do to educate us all. This week, they join me on the storm to help us understand the organization, only on WYLN TV 35.
Folks, boy, are we in a dry weather pattern. And what's causing that? Well, high pressure's in place. This is a persistent high pressure that's been in place in Canada for about 7 days. Since a cold front came through on Saturday, and it's going to be here, it looks like, for another 7 days. So we have this dry flow, this clockwise flow around the high pressure into our area, bringing that dry air from Canada down. It's been a little bit of cool air at night, but not too bad. But a warming trend is trying to creep into our area over the next several days. But we're going to stay really nice, like fall-like temperatures for the foreseeable future. Skycast, Doppler radar, live extended range. We're looking across the state. And boy, can you see anything out there? I cannot find anything across the map from Erie, Pittsburgh, State College, Williamsport, Harrisburg, and of course Hazleton. Nothing on the map. There's some false echoes up here. The radar picks up on some ground clutter, actually hits the mountain sometimes, and that puts it on the maps, believe it or not. So on occasion, we'll see that on our radar, but really there's nothing across the board tonight and really through the next several days of your life. Live conditions, Lehigh, Tyre, Hazleton, Tamaqua. 55 degrees outside the studio, very comfortable. Dew point's 45, humidity 68%, pressure's at 29.90 inches, and we have a north wind at 2 miles per hour, and of course we don't worry about the heat index this time of year. One number to keep in mind here is this dew point, 45 degrees. When the actual temperature drops down to the dew point, we get fog out there, which I do think we're going to see overnight tonight. High temperatures across the state, we're talking mid-60s to upper 70s for the most part. Bradford, 74 degrees, the warm spot. That's kind of weird. Usually there are cool spots, 75 in Williamsport, 71 in Towanda, 71 in Wilkes-Barre, 68 in Allentown, and 74 down in Philadelphia. Temperatures have dropped off over the last 6 hours or so into the 50s across the board. We're actually at 47 degrees already in Harrisburg, so it's a little chilly out there tonight in some spots, but not too bad. It's comfortable overall. More of the same that we've seen over the last few days, and more of the same we'll see in the next few days. So northeast satellite radar, putting the clouds and precipitation into motion. We're looking at just a few clouds passing through our area overnight. But as you can see down here into our south and west, there are some showers and even some thunderstorms in West Virginia and Virginia. But they'll stay safely off to our south overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow. In fact, if we look at our Northeast skycast clouds and precipitation looking over the next 48 hours. We see those clouds staying off to our south and east, no chance of precipitation at all. That's into the day tomorrow and into tomorrow night. Then looking out into Friday, we see a few more clouds drift through. We'll go a partly sunny day for Friday, but overall it's looking dry for the foreseeable future, so that's not too bad overall. Short-term outlook, 53 degrees at 11 o'clock. Mostly clear, 50 at 2 a.m. And watch out for some fog if you're traveling out there tomorrow morning. We will see some patchy fog. There'll be some dense fog in spots as well, right by the river. So we get that steam fog this time of year. So tonight's travelcast, again, temperatures in the mid-40s across the state under a mostly clear sky other than some fog later on, as I mentioned. Tomorrow's travelcast weather conditions, 73 degrees for a high across much of the state. So low to mid-70s, very comfortable. And our 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire guys. Looking into the next 7 days, for tomorrow we're going to see lots of sunshine with temperatures rising into the upper 60s. For Friday, more of the same, temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70. And the weekend looking great as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. So looking good.
Looking good. I do have some news in from the Hazleton Area Police Department. Just before 7 o'clock this evening, they responded to the 900 block of P Street for a report of a stolen vehicle. 2 people were taken into custody. They were 2 juvenile Hispanic males. So they were transferred to the Northwestern Academy Juvenile Detention Center. And good news out of Hazleton, the girl we reported missing has been found. Rachel Diaz is safe and home. See you all tomorrow night.